The Buffalo Bills have a problem. That problem's name? Josh Allen. Allen is a great player, and this video is certainly not about Allen being a bad player, being an issue in terms of his talent. Far from it. Allen's talent is so great that it's becoming an issue for the Bills because they can't stop relying on it. Allen has become the epicenter of everything the Bills do on offense. Everything. There's no diversity in the way the Bills are playing football, and it's starting to really hurt them. The Bills lost for a second straight time on Sunday, going down to the Minnesota Vikings 33-30. This after a week ago, losing to the New York Jets. Allen, after a week of uncertainty with an elbow injury, did play, and he played okay. Went for over 300 yards passing, and he went for what looked to be a win until it wasn't. And part of the reason it wasn't, 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, in fact, one that sealed the game in overtime, and a fumble at his own 1-foot line when he was trying to run out the clock at the end of the fourth quarter. Minnesota fell on it. Eric Kendricks, touchdown. So why is Josh Allen the problem other than the turnovers? Well, the turnovers are obviously a massive part of it, but the bigger issue right now is Buffalo has no ability to diversify its offense. Allen is leading the team in rushing. He is obviously leading the team in passing. That is his job, after all. He's also leading the NFL in interceptions thrown with 10. He has thrown 6 in the past 10 quarters, and for good measure has that fumble that I just mentioned at the goal line. Minnesota fell on, helping the game go to overtime, where he threw that game in the pick. And so right now, the Bills have to be concerned. Not about Allen's health. He looked fine. Should be good to go moving forward here as the Bills get the Browns and then the Lions on Thanksgiving. But again, where do you go from here offensively? Look, Buffalo has an amazing player on the outside in Stephon Diggs. After that, it gets a little bit dicey. Gabe Davis, he had a really nice game. 6 catches, over 90 yards, and a touchdown on Sunday against Minnesota. But going into the Minnesota game, he had 18 receptions all year long. Nowhere near good enough. Dawson Knox, he's a quality tight end. He does not yet have 300 yards receiving. And after that, it's a whole bunch of guys. Nyheim Hines, who the Bills brought in at the trade deadline from the Colts as a pass-catching back, he's a piece, nothing more. James Cook, rookie running back, he's yet to really get rolling. Devin Singletary, a nice player. The Bills don't feature him in the passing game enough for my liking, and they certainly don't feature him in the run game enough for my liking, which is why Allen is pacing the club in that category. Isaiah McKenzie, he's a guy. Now you start to see the problem. Everything is about Allen. You want to get 5 yards on the ground? Call a run play for Allen. Want to get rolling, score some points? Better start throwing it and throwing it a lot because the run game's not going anywhere unless it's by Allen. Josh Allen runs the ball on scrambles. He runs it on design plays. And then, of course, he lets the howitzer go and he throws the ball over the yard, and that's fine and good. He's a great player. The Bills should want the ball in his hands. The Bills should want him having the opportunity to win game in and game out. But when you start asking Josh Allen or any quarterback to do everything, you have a big issue. I looked at the total yards for the Bills this year and what Allen has accounted for, what percentage he's responsible for, passing yards, rushing yards. Allen is leading the NFL at 84.1% of the yards. That is an outrageous number. The only player who's even close, and it's an alarming statistic for Buffalo's main adversary, the Kansas City Chiefs, is Patrick Mahomes, who's at 82.7. You look at historical trends, quarterbacks are typically right around that 70% mark. Okay, the Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, I should add. The Super Bowl winners are usually right around 70, sometimes as high as 72, 73. Jalen Hurts is third this year, 75.7. Lamar Jackson fourth, 75.2. Those are a little high, but within the range of normality. Mahomes is through the roof. Although it should be said right now, he is not leading his team in rushing, and he is the runaway MVP favorite after 10 weeks. Allen is leading his team in rushing, and you might be wondering why is this stat keep coming up that he's leading the team in rushing. We know this because it's really important. I went back and did the research. Since 1970, the AFL-NFL merger, as far as I can tell, 8 teams have made the playoffs when their quarterback has been their leading rusher. 5 times it was the Philadelphia Eagles. 3 times with Randall Cunningham, the year 2000 with Donovan McNabb, and last year with Hurts. Twice Baltimore has done it with Lamar Jackson, 2019 and 2020. And then once the Carolina Panthers did it with Cam Newton. None of those teams made it to a conference title game. None of them. Why is that? It's because of their defenses? No, actually, most of those teams had great defenses. It's because of the coaching? No, most of those teams had pretty good coaches. It's because when you get to the playoffs, you better be able to win multiple ways. You better have more than just one star. This is not the NBA. This is not best guy on the field wins, best guy in the court wins. This is the NFL, where certainly if you've got the better quarterback, you have a huge advantage, but it's not everything. And the good teams, the great teams that you'll see in January, they will key on you. They will force you to play left-handed, so to speak. And right now, the Bills have no left hand. Early in the year, it was the defense. The defense was playing lights out, but now injuries have crept in. Micah Hyde out for the season. Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds, they've been banged up the last couple of weeks. Playing through it at times, but banged up. Gregory Rousseau, week to week with an ankle. Jordan Poyer, week to week with an elbow. Kyer Elam, he missed some time. Tre'Davious White has been practicing, yet to be made active after tearing his ACL last Thanksgiving. Now listen, other than Hyde, none of those are season ending. The Bills are going to get some guys back, but it's the NFL. They're also going to lose some guys. That's the nature of this thing. Certainly getting healthier on defense will be a big, big help to Buffalo. But without diversifying the offense, it's not going to help in January if history has anything to say. The Bills, they've got to find a way to run the ball without it just always being Allen. Have to. If they can't do that, it's going to be a short stay in January. Not because, the running game is so important, and if Devin Singletary doesn't have 100 yards, they're not going to win, but because you are asking one man to carry an entire team. And that's fine when you're playing bad teams and that guy's having a great day. But when Josh Allen doesn't have a great day, now it's a big freaking problem. And Allen, as great as he is susceptible at times to having less than ideal days. And by the way, he plays in Buffalo. It is cold. It is windy. The elements matter. You're going to have days, I don't care who you are, you're just going to have a tough day throwing the football. That is reality. Buffalo head coach Sean McDermott, offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey, got to figure it out. Got to figure out some way to take the burden off of Allen. Not all of it. He's going to be responsible for a huge chunk of his team's offense. That's just the way the NFL is these days. The quarterbacks, more than ever, matter. Just talked about Mahomes. He's at over 82%. That's a bad number for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have to try and get that number down because at some point, as great as Mahomes is, that's going to rear its head in the playoff game. That's coming. The only difference, the Chiefs have shown the ability at times to run the football, and Mahomes, almost every single one of his runs is a scramble. They're not designing plays for him to run. Allen, almost all those yards are by design. It's got to change. It has to change in Buffalo. Because the Bills are 6-3 and they're in third place in the AFC East, and they got a damn tough schedule the rest of the way. A damn tough schedule the rest of the way. 8 games left. 5 of them are the Pats twice, including a Thursday nighter on the road. The Jets, who already beat the Bills. The Dolphins, who already beat the Bills. And the Bengals on Monday Night Football in Week 17. Buffalo, rightfully, has Super Bowl dreams, Super Bowl aspirations. Those are not going to come true if they don't start to help Josh Allen a little bit more.